Welcome to Conscious Movie Reviews. I'm your host, Joy Davis, and here to review the musical biopic, Bohemian Rhapsody. When Freddie approached the members of Smile to take him on as their new lead singer, they were hesitant. His teeth looked funny. He explained to them that by having 4 additional incisors, it gave him a wider vocal range. Freddie was a powerhouse on stage. Within a year, they sold out every pub. His new girlfriend, Mary, encouraged him to take more creative risks, so he had the group record an album that got the attention of EMI executives. They prided themselves in being a band of misfits playing to misfits. At home, Freddie's father was less enthusiastic, reminding him to follow the Zoroastrian principle of good thoughts, good works, good deeds. That's what his son should aspire to. Naming the band Queen suggested different things, like Freddie being gay. Born with a strong life force, he had an excess of sexual energies. Achieving self-mastery involves transmuting your sexual energies for creative purposes and upliftment. Rumi, a famous poet and Sufi mystic, explained that union with God is through a surrender to erotic love, divine love, and personal love. As primal sexual energy courses through the 7 energy centers of our body, called chakras, it spirals upwards. We can choose to transmute it into drive for achieving our goals in life, or we can leak it through the sex organs to indulge in pleasure. Freddie embodied his sexual energy in a powerful way to focus it on his stage presence, and he weakened himself with it by overindulging at gay orgies. As a performer, Freddie was electric. This comes from how he channeled his sexual energy from the waist up to reveal true power and clear intent through his voice while making exclamation points with sweeping arm gestures and fist pumps in the air. Soul singer James Brown is another compelling performer, but liked to channel his sexual energies from the waist down with lots of hip action and fancy footwork. When sexual energies circulate freely around the groin in a healthy way, it can contribute to being comfortable with your sexuality and maintaining strong ties with a tribe, family, and community. These were major hang-ups for Freddie, so he blocked his energies to only move it upwards for power. By creating interactive music that's a call and response, it showed off Freddie's mastery in exchanging his energies with thousands in an audience to build them to a musical climax. Many can't help but join along with him to Radio Gaga and We Will Rock You. This is the hallmark of a magician archetype. Freddie understood the dynamics of energy flows, using his power to transform, then channel it in a creative way for the good of all. And with a crew cut, wearing a studded arm bracelet and military-style jacket, he personified someone who liked to marshal a group to his command. Mary lived on Freddie's property but in separate homes. This was his way of distancing himself to not really know true intimacy. They eventually broke up for Freddie to pursue meaningless hookups with men. His life took a dark sexual turn with Paul Prenter, his personal manager and lover. Being a part of Queen and having Mary as his chosen family grounded him in a healthy way to thrive. Without them, his solo efforts on 2 albums lacked genius. He sounded lost, confused, and uninspired. Rare is the band whose members do well together and on their own, like the Eagles. Queen was an alchemy of great talents and intentions, with enough creative stress placed on each other to produce music that made them gods of rock. As family, they needed each other. Freddie ended his toxic relationship with Paul, calling him a dirty little fruit fly. As a consequence of engaging in risky sexual encounters, Freddie contracted the AIDS virus. For every disease, you'll find limiting beliefs and feelings underlying it. Having AIDS is often associated with either guilt about sex or sexual shame to create self-rejection, similar to how your own immune system can attack you. It's also likely that contracting AIDS was a means for Freddie to learn lessons about releasing any fear of being emotionally vulnerable to experience true intimacy, both with himself and others. Happy to see Mary again, she told him about the Live Aid benefit concert at Wembley Stadium. Freddie was ready to reconcile with the band and perform before a televised world audience of over 1 billion. He arranged a meeting to ask for their forgiveness. When Freddie made the announcement to his bandmates that he has AIDS, they kept it between themselves and honored his request to make the most of their time together. Queen's very last concert was held at Knebworth Park in England in 1986. Freddie died 5 years later.